Hello, everyone. I hope your day is going well for you in these troubling times, but not to fear. The Creator of the universe has sent His angels so that they may protect us and guide us in these most troubling times, especially as it seems that America's on her or within her final moments of existence. So there are reports out there, you may have already heard about them, about high officials in the Trump administration, those who are the some who are architects and others who are the handmaidens or handmaidens of exercising plans to literally destroy mankind to the point where only themselves and the demons and Satan survive or are alive on this planet. And they tuck it away into projects that they call 2025, 2030, and so on. Some of you I know have looked into these matters and can attest to what's being done out here in this world. But we also need to look at it from a spiritual standpoint, as the Most High God has said. Not only would she send strong delusions, but she would use their way in order to conquer them and to remove the disgusting thing that is harming the chosen people. In Revelations chapter 6, 16 and 17, it speaks of the mighty men and women saying to the mountains, saying to the rocks, "Cover me, save me from the wrath of Jehovah." And I believe that we are witnessing this right now in real time, in that moment where they are literally going to hide on within the rocks, right? Rocks could be physical, the mountains, underground bases, or they could be defensive locations like military bases that these men and women have been reported as going to. The architect of the shutting down of the government, cutting off food stamps of that, and all those things that are happening to the poor in an effort to get to the children of Israel here in the Americas. That the architect of that was a gentleman, and I'm using that loosely, named Steve Miller. And you can find many of his lectures and speeches online. I would encourage you to search them out because we are living in the policies that the creator of the universe is using against them, which is why they're running for cover. But if you look at that scripture and you read even further into it, you'll notice that it says that that won't be a help to them. When they say, follow me mountains, follow me rocks, they're talking about the defensive arm, even the structure of white supremacy working for them to protect them from all the devilry that they have perpetrated on this planet, and especially in America. These people know exactly what's about to happen to them. Now, a lot of commentators and even some people in the press are saying that they're worried about revolution. They're worried about the people rising up. And sure, that is a danger, but do know that these people have have the codes to nuclear fire. And to a great extent, they do have still a significant amount of white supremacists who support them, whether or not they are allowed to hide on those bases and undergrounds with them. So we gotta figure out that scripture in a more celestial sense. What the download for me is, they're not totally hiding from the people, from the fear of the masses of people rising up. What they're hiding from is from the angels above, from that which they cannot control. And I've spoken about this in my other recordings that you may want to listen to. That I think Three Eye Atlas is signaling something far more dangerous and deadlier to them and not to us as a people. But it goes on to say that those things won't help them. They can hide, they can run, but they cannot stop the hand of justice that's coming to them. There is no amount of earth that can cover them, that can keep them from the hand of Jehovah reaching and touching them and doing justice towards them. Do I believe that there is a revolution in America that is just a breath away? Absolutely. Absolutely. And what will be the signal of that? Well, I think it's two parts. And one part I will talk about now. Of course, it's all speculation until it actually happens. I believe that there's going to be an undeniable sign in heaven. And what has come to my mind is that those objects that are floating in the air are going to make contact. And the contact is going to be to the children of Israel. And it is going to be undeniable that these beings, including Three Eye Atlas, is going to make direct and public contact with God's people. And that is the descendants of American slaves. They are going to engage us directly, and they are going to speak with us directly. And that divine communication above any other is going to be the linchpin that will show the masses, especially regular white folks who have profited the most, those who have 100 million in their coffers and under, those who have profited the most still, that they have utterly been lied to and that they were willing participants in that lie, except for quite possibly the poor whites. The poor white folks who may have, and I'm talking about white supremacy, I'm bumping it up against the whole holistic white men and women on this planet. Those who have maybe a few $1,000,000, those who, and under, those who live paycheck to paycheck, because there are probably a lot more who are poor whites than we can possibly imagine. But they have been accepting their poverty because they've gotten a certain amount of goodies that we as Black people did not receive. And so that psychologically carried them through. And they will know with a surety that not only is that a lie, but it is absolutely over. Now, this might cause a psychological break, unlike any other that we have ever seen happen upon a human body. And because they cannot go after us, they'll be prevented from going after us as descendants of American slaves. They most certainly will then be forced to go after those that have been perpetrating the lie all along. They will have to contend with who is really the synagogue of Satan. And that break, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to need divine help to protect us as descendants of American slaves. And woe unto all of the earth. Woe. Can you imagine what's about to happen? And also know that I believe it will be within our power as the chosen people. And it will be God's grace and justice that's going to allow us to open up all the bunkers that these devil-doing men and women have been doing to go into their hiding places, to be able to reach them wherever they have run, and to open them up to receive the just due deserts that they have so wantonly asked for. Yahweh, the Elohim, will not allow them to hide. So, why they speak of a few individuals who have gone onto these military bases, and some may still be up above ground, but many more, what you got to ask is how many more you do not know by name have already gone underground, gone to their underground bunkers. But it is said that in the Bible that is where the creator of the universe will find them and bring them out. Vengeance is mine, I will repay, is what it said. As I said in my other videos, these people know exactly what's coming. They know, they have been informed. Hide where you can. They have been forced underground. They know exactly what is about to happen. And instead of them making the turnaround decades ago, 100 years ago, at the latest, they could have made the turnaround any time. Instead of them do it, they have rode this donkey all the way out into oblivion. And some of you may ask, well, why? Why would they do that when they know that this would happen? The only thing I can come up with is cognitive dissonance, a split personality, an infallible belief in themselves that they could overcome God. I mean, you got to understand that Satan and the demons that, went to battle with the creator of the universe believed, they would have had to believe that they could actually win. It's insanity. I don't know if there is a reason, but this is the explanation that I've come to. I mean, think about it. The royal houses, the aristocracy, the black nobility, the elites, as they say, those that have profited the most through familial lines, all these centuries in America, that have held on to their wealth all this time without any pause or breaking it. The Adams family, the Washington family, the white ones, the Rothschilds, those that comprise of the Bilderberg groups. These men and women did not just get rich recently. They have had their wealth carried on through the bloodline, through inheritance. So at some point, it seems to reason that these people would think no one would be able to bring them down, because for hundreds of years, no one has brought them down. And some, it has been a whole millennia. The delusion of vice and victory. And at the end point, I believe it is the spirit of Satan that has been poured out upon them. Satan anoints some of his priests, while God anoints some of hers. And when you get anointed, you don't turn back. You go full throttle. And so if we're dealing with that plus the other, it begins to explain why they would not turn around. But the people, the regular Jack and Jills of the world, I'm looking at you like, wow, you didn't even turn around, because you probably could have thwarted their aims, and probably. But now we see that the Bible and other books like Enoch and the hidden scriptures and the Ethiopian Bible, which is more gathered and more whole in its presentation than the Bible that we have here in America. But nonetheless, the Spirit of God guides you into all truth. And now, for most people, you don't really need to read a book at this point because you're seeing these things play out. So as each day rolls on, and these men and women, as they go and hide in bunkers that will not protect them, they have now set in play the scorch earth theory. And clearly, they have lost their power because um, with the with the okay, with the pronouncement from the current President Trump of saying that he's going to start nuclear testing again, it's laughable. Because it is clear through that pronouncement that they want to scorch earth, uh, um, this nation, and they don't have that assignment. Others do. Others have the assignment, and they cannot and they will not be taking it from us. So, to my people, descendants of American slaves, the true Hebrew Israelites, the true ones, the ones with the nappy hair and the black faces, the ones who have suffered the most at the hands of these wicked beings and the wicked human beings that they have used to make us suffer. Our freedom draws nigh, and of course, we are not afraid, and that is because of the Spirit of God, the Spirit of the Elohim, of Yahweh, of Jehovah. And so I say that even though we are being pressed, and we are being pressed, trust me, I'm being pressed myself. Keep our eyes on the truth, on the stars. Do what you can with what you have. If these people are now starving you out and you got to feed your babies, you got to feed your babies. You know what? These are criminals. How dare they? How dare they unleash hell and then, or attempt to unleash hell and then go running to some freaking bunkers? They can kick rocks. Thank you.